Well, as we, of course, have told you, Paramount and Skydance have officially completed their merger. Long wait there. David Ellison taking over as the company's chairman and CEO as of yesterday, and he joins us now in a CNBC exclusive, talking about, obviously, your plans for the company. It's good to have you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here on day two.
You and I did have a chance to talk when you first got the deal. That was a long time ago. Finally, I feel like at least you may have some opportunity to sort of expand on some of your thoughts, particularly when it comes to technology, David. You've talked a lot about the importance of technology at the new Paramount, but what does that actually mean in reality?
Yeah, of course. So I'll give you a couple of examples. And look, I want to be clear, when we think about kind of our priorities, we think in order to be able to effectively transition this business, the number one thing we need to do is obviously win on content. And that means being the number one destination for the most talented artists and filmmakers in the world, number one destination for the most important sports rights. But when we talk about technology, what we mean is we want to be the most technologically capable media company. And so I'll give you a couple examples for that. Company, obviously, Paramount Plus, being a scaled streaming service is incredibly important to our business. Right now, the company operates 3 independent streaming services on 3 separate stacks on multiple clouds. That is the most ineffective way to do it, and it is also the most expensive way to do it. So one of the first things that we're going to do is obviously converge all of those platforms onto one unified tech stack in one cloud. And by doing that, we will actually be able to deliver a better experience to our customers, but we will also be able to make the product significantly more efficient.
Yeah. Many of us yesterday watched the rollout of ChatGPT-5, at least the live stream of it. I don't know if you had a chance. You had a very busy day yesterday, but it's hard to imagine a world where AI doesn't exist and doesn't obviously impact your business to a certain extent. Yesterday, you said during your press availability that AI will not be a replacement for creativity. But watching what they can do with ChatGPT-5, not to mention any of the other platforms, do you really believe that will be the case?
I really do believe that's the case.
Why?
First, everything we do, obviously, at Paramount is really about empowering artists to tell great stories. And I think artificial intelligence is a remarkable tool to be able to do that. And you're right, it absolutely will impact every aspect of basically our business. It's going to impact our platforms, right? When you think about what has been kind of the traditional machine learning for the next 10 years and how frontier models are going to really impact things like search. I mean, you're already seeing that with obviously ChatGPT and Google.
Without a doubt.
Discovery, how things are recommended to you. We're going to get a lot better at that, and it's going to be a combination of those two technologies working together. But also, I think I'll use animation as an example. The main issue right now for professional content creation is all around this notion of controllability, right? The greatest filmmakers in the world are not going to tell stories through text prompts. I just don't think you're ever going to live in a world where that happens.
You don't.
I don't. But what I think you will eventually get to is a place where model-based GPU pipelines are going to give you the same level of control that a filmmaker has on set when it's camera. And when that happens, you're going to be able to tell better stories because you're going to be able to iterate faster. Like, one of the phrases we always took from kind of the early days at Pixar was, be wrong as fast as possible. You get to make the movie about 8 times before you release it. You board it over a 4-month period of time. You put it up on the screen. You look at it. You get notes. You break it apart, spread the cartridge out on the floor, and figure out how to make it better and put it back together. Imagine if you could do that 10 times or 16 times in the same amount of time for the same amount of money. You're actually going to allow filmmakers to tell better stories in a more efficient manner.
When does that start? When does that actually really come to bear?
So the answer is we're going to find out. But I think if you look at it, it's solving that controllability problem is something that's really important to us, and it's going to require deep partnerships to be able to solve that issue. And then I think the other thing, which Sam would probably be better to talk to than me, since you were talking about ChatGPT, but I think the one thing is we're going to get to a world where images can be generated in real time. And once you actually get to real time, some really remarkable things can happen. How fast you can iterate in storytelling is going to become incredibly quick. And you're also going to be able to do amazing things never thought of, like my 4-year-old daughter loves Paw Patrol. Like Sky is her favorite character.
Okay.
You could actually have a 10-minute conversation with Sky if you wanted to, powered by obviously a frontier model. So I think it's really going to significantly impact all aspects of society and entertainment.
Yeah, I just wonder if, the ability right now even to create a short video out of AI, if I have a good idea, is there, will only grow in terms of the complexity and the ability to render those kinds of characters. Is it a competition to you? I mean, does long form even matter anymore in a world where I can find anything I want and create whatever I want personally?
Of course it matters. I mean, I would actually argue it matters more than it's ever mattered before. I mean, I think if you look at the consumption of basically media, the pie is just getting bigger. And you said the key word, which is idea. And basically those ideas come from filmmakers, they come from artists, and that's not being replaced. You know, I mean, that's not actually what exists in terms of the frontier models. And so from that standpoint, it really is about giving incredibly talented filmmakers and storytellers the tools to basically bring their visions to life.
Right. But we're not there yet. I mean, there's no example you can cite yet, at whether it's Skydance or something under development at Paramount, that exemplifies this.
No, look, this technology is moving incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely something that's on the future, on the horizon. But no, that is a problem that people are still trying to solve.
All right, let's talk.